You know, before this is over, I'm gonna need a whole lot of serious therapy. Look at my eye twitching.
Welcome to Gotcha Live, there's so much to see. If people can make characters, then so can we. We have puppies, shrimps, beware of the heat. That's the part where the good and evil meet. Welcome to Gotcha Live, there's so much to see. If people can make characters, then so can we. We have puppies, shrimps, beware of the heat. That's the part where the good and evil meet.
So we're rage baiting men. Okay. You want to go up to a gym bro, like a beefy gym bro who really likes the gym and stuff. You want to go up to them and you want to be like, oh my gosh, wow, you're looking great. Like, how long have you been cutting? Like, a week or two? I don't understand why we see raising divorce rates as a bad thing. High divorce rates is a good thing. That means that more people are getting out of relationships that they don't find fulfilling or they are not happy or sustainable. Like, of course we want more happy marriages, more happy relationships, but I think that more people are getting divorces is a good thing, because why should two people be in a relationship if they don't want to be? If one of them isn't fulfilled, if one of them isn't, if it's not a good relationship, it shouldn't be a thing. We should be able to get divorced. Getting divorced is good. I'm a child of divorce, and you know what? When I was 6 years old, when me and my brothers were all super young, it was like, mommy and daddy don't love each other, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that was sad at the time, but we made it work. And now that we're all grown up, we look at our mom, we look at our dad, and we're like, why the fuck were you two together in the first place? Oh my gosh, like, thank goodness they got a divorce, because staying together for the kids ruins the kids. If you have two people that hate each other staying together for the kids, that makes the kids feel awful about everything and doesn't create a healthy environment. Even if you don't have kids, why should you be in a relationship that you don't want to be in? To any degree, you shouldn't. Like, that's awful for everyone involved. The problem isn't that there's a lot of people getting divorced. The problem is that there's a lot of people getting married that shouldn't be married in the first place. And I believe a lot of that stems from societal pressure to get married. Marriage is not the end goal in life. Marriage is not the final chapter, okay? I know The Sims and The Game of Life, they make it seem like that, but it's not. Marriage is just a part of life that exists, and it is also a legal kind of issue as well. You do not have to get married. Just because you've been dating for 2-3 years doesn't mean you have to get married. You do not need to be married to exist. You can exist as a couple for the rest of your life, just girlfriend and boyfriend. You do not need to be husband and wife or whatever. Just because you've been together for a while doesn't mean you need to get married. If you want to get married, but both parties don't want that, break it up. Break up. I'm sorry. You should only get married if both people want to. Not because that's what you're supposed to do. Not because it's been 2 years, why hasn't he given me a ring? Not because, my parents really wanted me to get married. You should get married because both parties want to. And if you ask me, I think that's the reason we have such a high divorce rate. Because people are pressured into getting married. They think that you're supposed to, that you have to get married. So they do it, even though that's not what they actually want. Another thing to consider why the divorce rate is so much higher nowadays, it's that left-handed thing. You know how suddenly, once we stopped beating children for writing with their left hand, the amount of left-handed people suddenly increased, You have to remember that in the 40s, 30s, women could not exist without being married. They could barely exist. They couldn't have a bank account. They couldn't really have a job. They couldn't have anything without a husband to sign on. So yes, the divorce rates were lower because if you divorced your husband, you had nothing. You were kicked out on the streets and homeless. And no one wanted a divorced woman. Oh, how scandalous, So of course, women stayed in those relationships. That's why you see a lot of long-term relationships that honestly nowadays probably wouldn't have worked out. Some of them would have, some of them wouldn't have, because women can get divorced and still exist nowadays. There's always a bigger picture to these things. You hear the divorce rate is high, and you think that's bad for some reason. But think about it for just a few more seconds. If the divorce rate is high, that means that people who are in unhappy marriages are splitting up. How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? It's not. I'm gonna teach y'all how to make a charcuterie board that doesn't cost $7,000 because they literally do not need to cost $7,000. All you need is cheese, meat, jelly, apple, and something to carry it all on, like crackers. I get my charcuterie board stuff, I get it from Aldi. I get it all at Aldi, okay? They have this, it's like the deli selections. This is prosciutto and 2 types of salami. You know, you could eat the salami, just get a little sliced meats, some sliced meats. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be complicated. We're so obsessed with everything being fancy and complicated with this stuff. It doesn't need to be, okay? Next up is cheese. I recommend 3 types of cheese because the variety is wonderful and it doesn't need to be complicated and fancy. I'll use American cheese. This is white American cheese. I love it. Your favorite types of cheese, just get like 3. I get American, I get Gouda, but I recommend for your third, get either Brie or Camembert. It's spelled Camembert, but Camembert. Brie and Camembert are those fancy ass cheeses that are like all melting. You gotta put them in the oven, blah, 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 blah. And for some reason, we think they cost $7,000 when it's literally like $3, $4 for one, and it will last, okay? But I have to warm it up in the oven, oh my gosh. Okay, what human being doesn't have an air fryer nowadays? An air fryer is just a convection oven. If you can put it in the oven, you can put it in your air fryer. I have this little tray thing here. Just do some tin foil, put the cheese on the tin foil. You can even do it just bare on the tin foil and put it directly into the air fryer. That'll work too. 350 degrees for like 9-10 minutes. Then just get some fucking Ritz crackers. That's it, just some crackers. You could do whatever, just crackers. And I always recommend some grapey jelly or strawberry jelly. If you want to be fancy, you could do like strawberry jelly, grape jelly, some like apricot preserves. You know, you could get a variety of jellies and jams going on too, fruitiness, but you need something fruity, and just fucking grape jam works great. The only actual difficult thing about charcuterie board is cutting everything up and presenting it. And by cutting everything up, I mean the cheese, because that's literally all you have to do. Ooh, an apple. If you can get an apple, your favorite apple, slice one of them bitches up too. That shit goes good. I ate my last apple, unfortunately. You don't need a fancy wooden board. I'm just using this because this is my cutting board, but you just, I'm left-handed, so this is awkward for me. I would be doing it from the other side, but I want the camera to see that you slice the cheese thinly. You just slice it thinly and you're good to go. I mean, let it sit out for a little bit so it gets a little warm, but like, just cut it. And the American cheese, just rip it. We're not a restaurant. We don't need to be fancy. Just like put it in like little bite-sized pieces so that you can fit it onto your crackers. And that's literally all you have to do. It's easy. Got everything else sliced up and gone. Get some jam on the plate. I'm just not gonna take the crackers out of the bag because I don't have enough room. And you know, that's fine. It's fine. You could also, like I said, slice up some apples. It'll go wonderfully. Like, bam, charcuterie board. It's just meat, cheese, and fruit, y'all. It doesn't need to be complicated. This melty cheese, you just dig into it, y'all. You can eat the rind of the melty cheese. You can eat every part of that. So you just scoop it up, put it all together. Cheese, meat, and fruit. Oh. And anything you don't finish can go back in the fridge, okay? Even like this, you can just wrap it up in the tin foil, put it back in the fridge, heat it up again. I've literally had that since late June, okay? And it's still good and dandy.